and welcome to Astrology for the People. This is for the new moon in Gemini on Sunday the 5th of June 2016, Australian Eastern Standard Time, that is. This is madness because I just got inspired to film this. It's 11 o'clock at night and I'm not allowed to go to bed until I deliver this message. And I'm not actually even sure what the message is going to be yet, so we'll see how this pans out. So, we're in a time of great tension. Now, this is showing up in a variety of ways, and so we've got people having experiences on two ends of the spectrum right now. Some people having experiences on both ends. On one end of the spectrum, we have a creative tension. So there's a lot of opportunity to ground ideas that have been floating around and really take that leap into creating the change, bringing in the harvest, creating what we're wanting. But it's not in the way that you would necessarily expect. And it's all happening on the inside. We do still have Mars in retrograde, and it's all happening on the inside, and this is central to what we're looking at the moment. On the other end of the spectrum, it's really showing up in the world for some people. So we're seeing a lot of tension in physical surroundings, we're seeing tension in relationships, we're seeing a real at odds between what people are dreaming and what people are idealizing, I suppose, and the vision that people have, and what's actually showing up. And the reason that there is a real odds around that is the fact that there's stuff in the way that has to come up, that has to be cleared, like it's got to move. So rather than us perceiving, the world not lining up with our vision as it being against us, it's really a time at the moment to recognize that whatever is showing up in the world is what is in the way of our vision coming up to the surface, roaring up. Time to move that out. That is how our vision is going to manifest. Right now with a grand cross, yes, it shows up as a tension. Yes, it shows up as an impasse. And it's something that, it is being shoved in our face. We're being asked to look at it. We're being asked to address it. If it wasn't a problem, we probably wouldn't give it a second thought because we'd be flowing through and it'd be cruisy. What it's going to offer us is a real deepening that we couldn't have had otherwise. And it is very, very, very much a time of deepening. We have Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. We have Mars retrograding into Scorpio. We have Saturn in Sagittarius, which is asking us to look at our belief structures, and then all of this Scorpion energy is taking it deeper. So for people, even for people who've done a lot of work on their belief structures and their thoughts and positive thinking, some of you are going to be finding right now that that's not working anymore. And the reason for that is you can't sugarcoat over the top. So, positive affirmations have their place, positive thinking has its place, but we really need to dig down in and look at the deep-seated beliefs that are getting in the way. So shame is a big one here. That's one that I'm working with personally at the moment. And it's deeply ingrained in our psyche. Tribal shame in particular is a really, really fascinating concept, and I have mentioned this to you guys before. That's really worth looking into. This is what we were told as we were growing up about how things are done here. If we want to belong, we have to do things this way. And it can be a real blocker, particularly to a prosperity consciousness, particularly to creating a life outside of the system that's currently existing, which is really what's being asked of us. Those of us who are leading the way in doing life differently, prioritizing ourselves and our needs, prioritizing our inner work, moving towards peace and harmony on earth, where, we've got this, we're bumping up against this stuff, and I've really had to clear a lot recently, and it's been quite a powerful shift into, no, I don't need to do it that way. I feel safe not doing it that way. I don't have this underlying anxiety or shame anymore telling me that I should be doing it that way. Should is an interesting word at the moment because Saturn is really at play in this configuration, in this grand cross. It's in the mutable sign. So if you have key personal planets in any of the mutable signs, so Sagittarius, Gemini, oh goodness me, Pisces, then this is where the real action is happening. Not going to be the only people affected, but yeah, if you have key planets in those signs, know that you're getting hit hard at the moment. And it is in service. It is in service of your highest good. It's not going to feel like it sometimes. It is, I promise. Hang in there. We're going to come out the other side of this. Once Mars goes direct, that's a step in the right direction. Once Jupiter comes out of Virgo, that's another step in the right direction. If you want to check out Kepacha Lesha, Tom Lesha, he's another amazing astrologer. I always check in with his work. And he's been really coming around too lately. Yes, June, July is still going to be intense. And then we're, going to come out of this period, which is, the last of the Jupiter in Virgo transit. And as we come up to the end, it's like the last 10 meters of a marathon. You really want to be pushing this last bit. This is really the time to be leaning into the healing work that needs to happen. Really a time to be letting go, taking advantage of this Scorpio energy, fucking off our illusions and recognizing this is what is here right now. This is truth. In truth, there is power. And in truth, I can stand grounded and I can take the necessary action to do this. It's not all about thinking it. And that is, that's in Saturn and Sagittarius as well. It's the limitations of just our thoughts and our ideas. We really need to ground this at the moment. It's really important. So I encourage you, I encourage me, I encourage all of us to, one, join together, connect with each other, physically touch, hold hands, ground. We are on this planet. We are in our bodies. We are here to work our magic and we have a choice. Every single moment we can choose to be a victim or we can choose to be a creator. Every single moment we can choose to be empowered or we can choose to collapse. So yes, the feeling realm at the moment is intense and we're being stretched and it's raw and it's fluctuating and there's extremes of emotion for some people, and it's showing up in the world as well. Particularly in relationships, we do have Venus as part of this Grand Cross. So, with that in Aries and Mars there too, it is a punchy time. It's a bit explosive, it's a bit edgy, it's a bit irritable. I really encourage you to lean into connection, even in those times when you most want to collapse into, withdrawing, controlling, whatever your particular pattern is when you start to get triggered. I encourage you to breathe deeply and lean into that connection. So if that person is able to stay with you and work with you with that, I really encourage you to do that. Now, on the other hand, that doesn't mean self-sacrificing. It doesn't mean taking shit from people. It doesn't mean letting go of your self-care. So if the person who you're with is taking advantage of you, they're pulling at your energy, they're putting you down, they're being verbally or emotionally abusive, even if that's subtle, don't take that. Don't take that shit, right? So again, we've got the two ends of the spectrum and we've got a little bit of a paradox happening at the moment, and my little boy is showing it to me actually, because his favourite thing to do at the moment when I offer him two choices is to say both. And we do have lots of choices at the moment, and we do need to be aware that we need to ground and be responding to each situation individually. In one situation where we're really being asked to push through, show up, stand strong, we really need to listen to our hearts on this. It's important that we ground in and do that. In another situation where we really need to let go, say no, walk away, it's really important that we do that. So this. I know that might sound a little confusing. It's like, well, which one applies to me? Flip a coin and you'll know by the time it lands what you believe, what you want, what you truly want. So yeah, I encourage you to really listen into inner guidance, really focus on grounding, really focus on letting go, and reach out for support if you need it. Yeah. That seems to be what's there. So I will leave it at that for tonight. I'm aware that my mind is fishing for something to hold on to more. I know I normally give more aspects and get more into the nitty-gritty. I've hardly dug into the astrology this time. I've looked at what's going on. I know what's going on. The Grand Cross is central. But yeah, that's obviously what you need to be told, and the rest of it can go chump right now. So yeah, I trust that that's a service, and I really send massive love through the waves. Please let that land. You know, these videos are more than just words. And I just want to honour and give thanks for the beautiful energy that determinedly wanted to come into the world tonight. Yeah, honouring that. And much gratitude to you all for watching. Feel free to share if there's someone who needs this. Feel free to get in touch if you're needing some specific guidance. I can do phone and email readings too, half an hour or an hour. Yep. Time to sign off. Journey well, beautiful people. Claim your magic, claim your power. We've got this. Much love.